Okay guys, before you call me at 3 o'clock in the morning like Melvin does, let's go through some things that you can diagnose yourself if the engine will crank over but not start. That generally tells me that we don't have fuel, whether that is an empty propane tank or the hose isn't connected properly, or maybe the seat switch isn't functioning. For this video, we have the seat switch disconnected so we don't have to sit in the seat while we diagnose this machine. So first thing you should do, if the engine will crank but will not start, so let's verify whether or not we have propane. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bleeder screw and open it up and see if it bleeds out propane, and it does. This tank does have fuel in it. Okay, so whenever we're looking at this, whenever I know that I have propane and I crank this over, this fuel gauge should come live. Should be about 1 or 2 pounds of pressure on that pressure gauge right there. That's a diagnostics gauge. It doesn't tell the engine anything. So the second thing we're going to do over here on the propane tank is the tank on. Yes, the propane tank is on. That's not our problem. Second thing is this hose all the way engaged? So this hose has to be totally screwed all the way on. Occasionally, we will see maybe this quick connect is damaged. Maybe it's egg-shaped, maybe it's been run over, maybe the O-ring that is inside of this quick connect on the tank is so dry and never been lubricated that when you screw this on, it tries to peel that O-ring out and it gets bound up in there, and you can't turn this anymore, but it doesn't allow it to go up on there far enough to engage these safety features. There's a safety pin here and a safety pin inside of here that both of them have to be depressed in order for fuel to go through there. So in this instance, if it won't go all the way up on there, then we can take some WD-40 or some kind of lubricant and just spray on this inside piece here, this chrome piece. If you don't have WD-40 or lubricant on site, just pull the dipstick out of the engine and take a little bit of that oil on the dipstick and rub on that center chrome piece there, and then insert it. So we screw this all the way on and it gets engaged all the way up. And now whenever we crank the engine over, we'll watch that and see if it comes up. So now we have pressure and the engine does run. So if, for instance, it did not come up, there is an oil sentry device on the machine that will not allow propane to enter into the regulator unless it has oil pressure. That helps keep the engine from operating with no oil in it, or maybe the oil pressure sending unit is bad or whatever. But if the engine does not have oil in it or doesn't have oil pressure, it will not allow the propane to turn on. So we're going to check. If that won't come up and it won't start, we have propane, we verified we are getting propane through the system. Then we can check the engine oil, make sure it does have engine oil. If it does have engine oil, then we can go start diagnosing the propane solenoid. Does it have electricity going to it? You can use your little 12-volt test light to check that. Also check the oil pressure sending unit to see if it's getting energized, or maybe it's a faulty switch or a faulty solenoid. So that's a real quick way to diagnose if it is not starting, it's cranking, the engine is cranking over but not starting. We can just kind of go through this quick propane system and verify that we do have all of those checklists checked off.